At the beginning, our male lead, Bo-han, is fighting with another boy, Jung-men, a man with whom he has a long-standing rivalry. Bo-han fights valiantly, but in the middle of the fight, the female lead, Mingshi, enters and tells the crowd not to harass a single boy. She even threatens them with the police, but they proceed to attack her as well. Bo-han grabs her hand and runs away. When they follow, Mingshi throws her candy in the way to knock them down. They then escape together and board a train. There, she guesses about him and tells him that his major must be sports, which is why he's come so far and isn't tired. She also reveals that she's also preparing for a marathon, to which he makes fun of her small feet. Then she reminds him that she helped him just a short while ago. Then he says, "I don't remember anything like that." Then they both tell each other their names. After traveling on the train, they both disembark, and while walking together, she tells him to go straight home after school. "Didn't your mom teach you that?" He replies, "Really? She never taught me that." He then caresses her hair and says goodbye, and she leaves, telling him to avoid trouble next time. Now, 3 months later, Mingshi is shown writing a love letter for her friend Nian at college, which Nian compliments on her romantic lines. Then, pointing to the basketball boys, she says she'll give the letter to one of them, but she herself is confused, so she's selecting everyone. Mingshi replies, "I already wrote down the name of the first boy, Chen." But then ultimately, Nian chooses Bo-han because he's the best and the team captain. Seeing Bo-han, Mingshi also remembers meeting him 3 months ago. Now, at Nian's insistence, she puts a sticker over Chen's name and writes Bo-han's name on it. She then takes her friend to deliver the love letter, but as soon as they come in front of him, she can't muster up the courage, and Nian changes his mind. Then, at the cafe, she tells Mingshi that she can't deliver the letter right now. She'll need to muster some courage. Nian knows every detail about all the boys and says she likes Bo-han. Then Mingshi explains that on her first day at school, she overheard the headmaster talking about Bo-han fighting some bullies. Mingshi was a transfer student, so she came to the headmaster's office to meet him. Now Nian becomes an even bigger fan of Bo-han after hearing that he's a fighter. In the evening, Mingshi comes to work at her part-time store. She needs money, so she also gets the manager to distribute flyers for the store. The next morning, Mingshi and Nian were standing together, holding the flyers and love letter. Nian still couldn't bring herself to give the letter to Bo-han. She left it there and went to distribute the flyers for her store. Bo-han refused to take it. Seeing this, Nian, embarrassed, ran away. Mingshi called her back, but then a ball hit her head, causing her to faint. Then Bo-han picked her up and took her to the nurse. Meanwhile, Bo-han's friends picked up the fallen flyers and found the love letter, which they assumed was a letter Mingshi had come to give to Bo-han. An hour later, Mingshi regained consciousness, and he told her to rest. Then he apologized for the ball. She said she fainted because she hadn't eaten breakfast. Then he asked, "Did you drop your breakfast to help someone this time too?" She asks, "So, do you remember me?" Just then, Nian arrives, and then Mingshi tries to introduce her and Bo-han. Pretending to be sick, she says, "The headache from the ball hit isn't going away anytime soon, so give me your number so I can call you for help." He then writes his phone number on her hand. As he leaves, they both are overjoyed. Here we see another girl named Shiao, who is Bo-han's friend. Now she had seen Bo-han with these two, so she tells Bo-han to stay away from the girls trying to get close to him, because they're trying to trap him. He tells her to mind her own business and leaves. At night, Mingshi and Nian return to the grounds to collect their flyers. They find them missing. Mingshi wonders if Bo-han's friends took them. They'll read the letter and think she wrote it. Just then, Shiao arrives with some girls and sweetly explains that Bo-han's friends have her flyers and tells them to let her know if they need anything. Hearing this, they're both overjoyed, but Shiao isn't really saying this and is quite angry as she leaves. Nian then tells Mingshi that Shiao is a popular girl in school. Everyone wants to be friends with her. Meanwhile, Bo-han was also reading the letter, assuming it was Mingshi who had written it for him. He then noticed Chen's name written beneath the stickers. He laughed at this, and then, looking at the flyers, realized that Mingshi worked at the store. Later, while Mingshi and Nian were sitting in the store, Nian saw a boy passing by, and she ran after him, as she had a crush on everyone. When Mingshi was alone, Jung-men and his friends passing by decided to harass her. Two of the boys entered the store and started harassing Mingshi. Bo-han came to her aid and escorted them out. By the time Mingshi returned, he had already beaten them down, warned them to stay away from Mingshi in the future, and also told them that she was his girlfriend. As soon as they left, they returned to the store. He says he was just passing by when he spotted them. She then asks him about the flyers. He tells her to come and get them tomorrow. After that, he calls her from outside and tells her to save his number and call him if she ever needs it. Meanwhile, Jung-men has also told Shiao that Bo-han saved the girl from them and that she's his girlfriend. Shiao is deeply hurt by this, as she was obsessed with Bo-han and wouldn't accept him leaving her for someone else. She then tells him that it's her right to have Bo-han, and she'll have him. The next day, Mingshi comes to collect the flyers, but the love letter isn't in them. She asks him about the letter, and he says, "The letter was for me. I got it. "So why are you asking for it back?" Then he says, "My name was written above Chen's name on it. Did you want to test everyone one by one?" Then she tries to convince him that she didn't write the letter for him, but the sentence remains unanswered. Then, when he insists, she proves that she wrote it and even reads the lines to him. When she finishes reading the last line, he comes to her and gives her the letter. A little while later, Xiao's lackeys bring her a video of Bohan and Mingshi, which infuriates her. The next day, she puts up funny posters and stickers of Mingshi all over the school, in which she proposes to Bohan. She too is shocked to see that she's now being insulted and ridiculed. She sits with Nian in class, hiding her face, and Nian apologizes to her for getting into trouble. She begins to suspect Bohan of putting the stickers, but he comes and takes her out of the class. He then asks her if she put the stickers. She replies, "I thought you put them on." "Why would I put them on? Everyone is now thinking I like you." She says, "Yes, you're the school celebrity, and I'm just a mere transfer student. Everyone's making fun of me." Then he grabs her hand and says, "Come with me. I won't let you study here alone." When they arrive at the auditorium ceremony, Xiao has played the same posters on the screen. She's terrified and about to run away, but Bohan brings her up to the stage with him. When the kids tell her to look at her face before proposing to Bohan, she angrily retorts over the mic to those who made the posters and tried to make fun of her. Mingshi won't be intimidated by their attempts. Bohan then tells the poster maker to make a better photo next time, and that his answer to the proposal is yes. Hearing this, Xiao becomes very angry, and everyone cheers. He then takes her away by the hand. Later, the headmaster calls Mingshi to the office and scolds her for her already poor marks, and now rumors of their love story have spread throughout the school. Then Bohan takes Mingshi's side. From their conversation, we learn that the principal is Bohan's mother. Then as punishment, the principal orders them to remove their stickers and also instructs Mingshi to improve her marks. Later, when Bohan is not working while removing the stickers, she blames him for the punishment. He snatches the bucket and says, "Let me do it myself." Then, dirty water spills on her coat. Then he puts his coat on her. He says, "Don't worry about Madam's ultimatum. I'll tutor you and improve your grades." But she refuses, because rumors about them had already spread throughout the school. She also says, "I've never been insulted or ridiculed before I met you. The principal has scolded us both, so it's better we stay away from each other." Then hearing this, he gets angry, and he tells her to leave and takes it upon himself to remove the stickers so they don't have to be together. Meanwhile, Xiao is also deeply saddened by Bohan's growing closer to Mingshi. Meanwhile, her mother arrives, pressuring her to win first place in the upcoming competition, telling her to do whatever it takes, and she agrees. That night, she meets Bohan and asks him why he's getting closer to Mingshi. Bohan already knew she was the one who put the stickers. She says, "When you told me to stay away, I gave you space. So why are you leaving me and going to that poor, ordinary girl?" He replies, "I don't judge people based on poverty." As he starts to leave, she threatens to leave him if he dates Mingshi. He replies, "Let's see what happens." Then, Jungmin takes Xiao to a nice place for dinner. The next day, she tells Nian that Bohan is the principal's son. Hearing this, Bohan also says that one shouldn't share someone's secret without permission. Then she apologizes and tries to take back his coat, but he tells her to keep it and leaves. Then some girls start taunting Mingshi, saying, "Just because he's taken your side once doesn't mean you should stick around. You should only get close to him after seeing her face." They talk and leave when Bohan's friends pass by Mingshi and Nian. Nian, looking at them again, tells Mingshi, "Now I need a new love letter." Later, Bohan and his friends were taking off the stickers. Nian came running and nearly fell over Chen, but he caught her. Just then, Mingshi arrived, and they told her that Bohan had ordered them all to take off the stickers. Then she went and told Bohan to send his friends away. "We'll carry out the punishment ourselves," he said. "Yesterday you were telling me to stay away, and today you've come back." Hearing this, Mingshi became angry and leaves with Nian. At night, at home, Bohan's mom asks him about his offer to go abroad, which he refuses. Then she argues with him. She says, "By getting involved in dating, you're sacrificing your chance to go abroad," to which he doesn't respond. The next day, Nian tells Mingshi that someone uploaded a photo of her from her part-time job to the school group. She replies, "So what? There's nothing wrong with working." Meanwhile, the girls are discussing how Mingshi, a poor girl, must have come to their wealthy college to become rich by luring rich boys like Bohan. Then Mingshi comes, and she confronts them, asking who leaked all this about her. Just then, Xiao sends the girls away and tells Mingshi, "Don't listen to them. I'm sure you didn't do anything wrong, but you have to avoid getting close to Bohan. Otherwise, rumors will continue to circulate." Hearing this, Mingshi's suspicion falls on Bohan, as no one else knew about her job. She goes and scolds him for leaking the photo, saying that she earns her living through her own hard work and he can't harm her by spreading rumors. Then she realizes that he didn't even notice his friends, so she panics and runs away, and Nian arrives taking a photo of them. She also leaves. Then Bo-han, looking at his friends, asks, "What's wrong?" They say she scolded him. Then Chen shows him the group chat on his phone, and after seeing it, Bo-han understands everything. After that, Bo-han goes to Mingshi's and tells her that he neither took the photo nor considers her inferior because she's poor. She apologizes, saying, "I told you to stay away so you don't get scolded by the principal. I was also concerned about our friendship." He says, "Let's forget everything and be good friends." Then they bond over this, and he strokes her hair. He then says, "I'll deal with the person who leaked the photo myself." After that, Shiao was waiting for Bo-han to arrive at her violin concert. Her mother and Jungmen were also sitting there, but Bo-han hadn't arrived. Because of this, she begins to feel sad, remembering Bo-han while playing the violin. She remembers Bo-han coming to see her, and she had confessed that she leaked Mingxi's photo because she wouldn't let Mingxi get close to him. Bo-han had told her not to do such a thing again. After playing the violin, she drinks and begins to cry, heartbroken by Bo-han's absence. When Bo-han arrives, she tearfully complains to him, asking why he didn't come. When he takes her home, she asks, "Why are you punishing me? Why can't we be together like before? How can you leave me, who did so much for you?" After that, Jungmen arrives and takes her away. In the car, she, under the influence of alcohol, is also telling Jungmen to please not go to Mingshi, which he doesn't like. Later, Bo-han's mom comes and tells him that Shiao has cried so much because of Mingshi. "Why are you doing all this instead of focusing on your studies?" He tells her, "You won't bother Mingshi because I like her. Teasing her would mean bothering me." This surprises even her mom. The next day, he meets Mingshi at school. He asks, "If you didn't write the love letter, then who did?" Then Nian panics and runs away. But he tells Mingshi that they shouldn't be friends anymore, but that they should move on because he likes her. Hearing this, she shuts him up and runs away in fear. Then her mother calls him and tells him to stop doing this, or she won't be able to keep her in college. Then he replies, "Stay out of my business." The next day, Shiao is still crying at home. Jungmen comes to visit her, and she gets angry at him too. When her anger subsides, he brings her food and tries to cheer her up. He then asks her to help him break up Mingxi and Bo-han. Now, Bo-han has also started stalking Mingxi everywhere. He even goes to her store to demand her response to his proposal, but she hides under a table. Then, he coaxes her to eat and asks her if she's falling in love with him too. She replies, "No. My heart is like stone." She then tells him that her dad used to be a swimming coach at a college. That's why the college accepted her as a transfer student and reduced the fees. She works with her mom to support the household. Then he goes back to the store with her and buys a bunch of stuff, leaving. He starts saying, "I bought all this for you." As he leaves, Mingxi smiles. The manager says, "It seems your boyfriend loves you very much." Then she replies, "There's nothing between us." That night, while returning home, she sees Jungmen and his friends with Bo-han. She suspects they're about to assault him again, so she threatens them with the police. But Bo-han tells her to leave, saying, "These are all my friends, and they were just talking." So she agrees and goes home. But even after returning home, she still feels like they might do something wrong with Bo-han. When she returns to check, she finds Bo-han's phone and some belongings lying there, but he's gone. The next day, Bo-han doesn't show up at college, so she asks his friends. They hadn't seen him that night either, so they give her his home address so she can find out for herself. That night, Bo-han is at home, and we learn that Jungmen's goons had indeed beaten him last night because they wanted him to go and apologize to Shiao, but he didn't. He's still injured because of that. Then Mingshi comes to his house to return his phone. Then, after returning the phone, she is about to leave, but when she sees Shiao and Jungmen coming, she goes inside Bo-han's house. Shiao comes forward and sees them both and tells Bo-han that, "I didn't send Jungmen to beat you up." Then she apologizes to him and then invites him over to talk, but he refuses and closes the door. Jungmen starts to walk forward, but she takes him away. As she leaves, she's again saddened that he chose Mingshi over her. Then, she tricks Bo-han into calling his mom and tells her, "I came home to see you, so she can come home and see Mingshi." Here, Bo-han brings her strawberry milk, and she puts it down and asks, "Why didn't you come to college?" He replies, "I fell asleep." She says, "You have a bruise on your face." I understand a little bit. He's about to ask something when mom arrives. Mingshi quickly gets up, spills her drink on him, and runs around. By the time mom arrives, she's hidden. Then mom asks about Shiao. He says that he saw Shiao off at the gate. Mom sees strawberry milk and asks, "When did you start drinking it?" He goes over, and looking at the hidden Mingshi says, "I'm starting to like it." Then he distracts mom and sends her to his room. Then he starts changing his dirty shirt, which mom had borrowed to wash, and Mingshi stands there. After changing, he tells her to leave shortly, and he'll take care of mom. Outside, he has the same argument with mom that he always has. After mom goes to the terrace, he takes Mingxi out of the house. The next day, Nian is stalking Chen in the library. Then he catches her and puts his hand over her mouth to prevent her from making noise. He then shows her her photo and asks why she was stalking him. He also asks why she sent love letters to so many guys of his team at once. She explains that being rejected by someone hurts a lot. That's why I share my feelings with everyone so that even if some people reject me, it doesn't hurt. After that, Mingshi passes by and sees Nian and Chen. Taking Nian along, she asks, "Do you like Chen now?" She replies, "I like everyone." At home, Mom looks at her family photo, feeling sad that Bo-han doesn't listen to her and hasn't forgotten anything. The next morning, Bo-han brings Mingshi breakfast on the way home because she used to go to school without it. Then he takes her on his bike and brings her to school. She really enjoys riding on the back. After arriving at school, he asks her if she'll leave without saying thank you. Then she thanks him, but accidentally knocks all the bikes over. She was running late for class, so she says she'll come back after class and straighten them. In class, Mingshi can't find her homework. Then Shiao comes to collect it and leaves, telling her to hurry up. She wonders where her homework went. After that, for not submitting her homework, she gets scolded by the principal. She tells her to bring her grades for the next test. After Mingshi convinces her of her hard work, she even gives her a new uniform. On the other side, we come to know that Shiao had stolen her homework, and she burned it, saying, "Bo-han is mine, and you'll be gone soon." Mingshi returns later to straighten all the bikes. Seeing Shiao approach, she tries to tell her about yesterday, but she pushes bikes over, knocking them down again. She says, "Don't be under the impression that Bo-han likes you." She says, "Stop being so mean." Just then, Bo-han arrives and tells Shiao to talk to him about whatever you want to talk to him. "Don't bring Mingzi into this matter," she says. "She's come between us on her own." Mingshi angrily tells them to resolve their issues among themselves, so they leave. She goes to the side and tells Bo-han to get back to normal. He says, "I haven't forgotten that accident yet. Stop wasting time on me." With that, he leaves. Here, Mingshi, drenched in the rain, straightens all the bikes again. Just then, passing girls taunt her for being poor and cunning and leave. She breaks down in grief and starts crying and remembers her father. Then Bo-han brings the umbrella and takes her away. In the cab, he apologizes for causing her so much pain. She says it's not like that. While talking, she jokingly splashes water from her wet hair on him, and he takes off his coat and dries her hair. They then joke and laugh. After that, at Mingshi's house, she dresses him in her father's old clothes. She then explains that he's been gone for a year so he can wear his clothes. While talking, he also offers to teach her English so she can get good grades. Then he teaches her a few lines right away. The next day, while she's studying at school, Nian sees Bo-han's friends passing by and runs after them. Bo-han then comes and tells her the answers to her questions. He then sits down and starts teaching her. Over the next few days, he continues to help her with her studies, and they grow closer as they spend time together. One night, while walking together, she slips, and he saves her. Bo-han then takes her out for dinner. It was an expensive restaurant, where he treats her to delicious food. Then he tells her, "Your love letter was so wonderful that it melted my heart." She replies, "How can a stone melt?" He replies, "You have a heart of stone." After that, she thanks him for the treat on the way home. He tells her, "I'm your tutor and your caretaker, so from now on, call me Mr. Bo-han," but she refuses to call him that and runs away. The next morning, Shiao remembers the wonderful times she used to have with Bo-han and his brother on her birthdays. Seeing her lost in memories, Jung Men comes and asks her about her upcoming birthday, but she tells him to keep an eye on Mingshi. Later, Bo-han brings Mingshi her notes. He strokes her hair and takes out the notes from inside the car. In the evening, Jung Men brings Xiao's photo to her. She says, "I want Mingshi to disappear." Then he puts the condition that she give up on Bo-han in exchange for this. She will have to leave him. The next day, upon returning to school, Mingshi learns that her photo has been circulated on social media, claiming that debt collectors had come to collect her debt. Xiao's mother also came and urged the principal to expel Mingshi from school to avoid damaging the college's reputation. The principal calls Mingshi and asks who was in the car and how much truth there is to the rumor. She refuses to mention Bo-han's name. The teacher tells her that if she doesn't clarify, she will face a week's punishment and her scholarship will be withdrawn. Just then, Bo-han arrives and sends her away, telling the principal that he was in the car and that he meets Mingshi these days to tutor her. Then she explains that her grades are poor and the college is under pressure, so she can't keep her there. Then he argues with her and leaves. Later, as Mingshi is heading home, her childhood friend Jisoo comes to meet her. The two were just meeting when Bo-han arrived and inquired. Then an argument ensued, and they began fighting to stay with Mingshi. Further on, the three encountered Jungmen, who wanted to assault them all. Jisoo, being a boxer, put up a good fight, and Bo-han joined him. After the fight, they took Mingshi and fled. They returned home and changed their wet clothes when Mom arrived. Mom greeted them, and Bo-han was leaving shortly after. Then Mingshi goes behind him, and then Bo-han told Mingshi that she would spare her the punishment, and also asks her to send Jisoo away. When Mingshi returned, Mom allowed Jisoo to stay at the house for a few days, as he was new to town. The next day, Nian was at the hospital, feigning illness and taking a break from college when she met Chen. Then she learns that he's here because of a leg injury. She asks him everything. He later reveals that he hadn't told anyone about his injury and wanted to keep it a secret. While talking, she lowers her head, and he extends his arm, which makes her smile. On the other side, Bohan asks Xiao for help in stopping Mingshi's punishment, and she puts a condition of going on a date with her, on which he agrees and starts hanging out with her. She even hugs him after her performance. Seeing this, Nian is surprised, and she takes a photo of them. Then she sends the photo to Mingshi, telling her that they've been together since childhood and that they were on a date today. This upsets Mingshi. That night, when she goes for a walk with Jisoo, she sees Bohan and Xiao on the way, which deeply upsets her. Jisoo also takes Mingshi with him. Bohan was thinking about her. Xiao is saddened that he was thinking about Mingshi instead of her. After that, Jisoo brings Mingshi to the river to brighten her mood, as he likes her. Meanwhile, Xiao, fed up with all this, tells Bohan that from now on, she will just be his friend, because she doesn't want to embarrass herself by chasing him. She wants to go on a hike with him one last time. On the other side, seeing the goods at the store, Jisoo says, "You buy new, expired items to save money. I want to help you pay off your dad's debt. After all, it was my dad's investment idea that scammed him." But Mingxi refuses, saying it wasn't her fault. After that, Bohan comes to visit her at home. She was angry with Bohan, but she comes out to meet him. Then he objects to Jisoo staying over. She tells him he's her dad's friend's son and is like family to her. She also taunts him for dating Xiao. Meanwhile, the principal calls Mingxi and tells Mingxi that she can return to college and her sentence has also been lifted. Mingxi shares this good news with Bohan, and he strokes her hair. The next day, Nian asks Chen to go to the hospital. If he doesn't go, she threatens to tell Bohan. He puts his hand over her mouth. When he removes his hand, she says, "Okay," and she blushes. She then takes him to the hospital. The doctor gives him some treatment and tells him to come back. Here exams are due in a few days, and Bohan smiles at Mingxi. But Xiao doesn't like this. When the results come out, Mingxi scores high marks and even receives a scholarship, which makes her and Nian very happy. She then thanks Bohan. She even invites him over to show her the plane. Then he says, "Don't you think we've gotten too close?" Hearing this, she tries to dodge him and run away. That night, Mingxi receives another photo of Bohan and Xiao from Nian. She becomes angry after seeing the photo. She arrives at college the next day with Jisoo. Bohan is upset, but she says, "It shouldn't matter to you." Mingxi has also started avoiding him, which surprised him. After class, the principal asks her to take the required swimming classes, which she hadn't been taking because of her father's accident. When Bohan asks her about this, she ignores him and goes home with Jisoo, surprising him even more. On the way home, Jisoo tells her to overcome her fear of swimming and learn little by little. The next evening, he brings her to school for swimming lessons. They were just having fun when Bohan comes there and becomes angry. He comes and asks why she's upset. She tells him about her date with Xiao. Meanwhile, Jisoo and Bohan start fighting. Mingxi tries to stop them, but then she falls into the pool. They jump out and pull her out, then settle down peacefully. At night, Bohan comes home and asks Jisoo about Mingxi's fear of swimming. He explains that his father drowned while saving someone, so she's been traumatized by swimming ever since. Bohan insists on sleeping on the couch so he can be with Mingxi. Jisoo also has to sleep on the same couch. The next day, Mingxi comes out and sees them sleeping together. She takes a photo and then wakes them up. Later, while eating, Jisoo criticizes the food Bohan brought, but she says it's nothing like that, and then asks him to go out with her. When they go out, the three of them have a great time. They even make a bet that whoever loses will leave Mingxi. When they go swimming again, they make a bet that whoever stays underwater the longest will win. Then Jisoo comes out in a short while. But when Bohan doesn't, Mingxi panics, remembering her father's death. She jumps in to save him, only to find relief when he comes out. Now Bohan won the bet, so Jisoo reassures him that he will take care of Mingxi and never hurt her. Later, Bohan encourages Mingxi to overcome her fear of water because of her father's accident. He then tells her the story of his brother, whose grades were poor. His mother insisted he give up his music hobby and focus on studying. Disheartened, he left home one night. His mother told him he would return when his anger cooled down, but he died that very night. To this day, he blames himself and his mother for the tragedy. Then she comforts him, and they both make noise to brighten their mood. Later, he slowly teaches her how to swim. Later, Xiao comes to Bohan and asks her to be her dance partner for the party, but he flatly refuses, saying he'll go with Mingxi. Angered by this, she cuts her dress and complains to Jungmen, asking him to stop Bohan from being Mingxi's partner. Meanwhile, Jisoo sits outside Mingxi's house and overhears Mingxi and Nian talking about buying some expensive shoes but can't afford them. After that, Bohan and Mingshi also practice dance for the prom. In the next scene, Nian arrives at the hospital with Chen, and Nian faints when she sees blood. She later says, "I thought she wouldn't faint at the sight of someone else bleeding." He replies, "It's okay. You gave me the courage to come here, so I'll take care of you too." Meanwhile, Jisoo asks his coach for an advance payment, staking his condition on a fight against another boxer who had beaten him severely. Upon receiving the money, he orders shoes for Mingshi. Mingshi is delighted when she receives them, thinking that this must be sent by Nian. On their way to the prom, Bohan is stopped by some goons sent by Jungmen to stop Bohan. Here, Nian and Chen are about to dance together. Jungmen and Shiao also attend the prom together. After that, Jisoo brings Mingshi to the prom because Bohan hasn't arrived yet. He compliments her on her good looks and then sends her off. Shiao also arrives and taunts her about Bohan not having arrived yet, so she gives her a befitting reply. When Nian arrives, Mingshi comes to know that she also didn't send the shoes. She thinks Bohan might have sent them. Then everyone else at the prom begins dancing, but Mingshi leaves in disappointment. Just then, Bohan arrives and they resume dancing. Meanwhile, Jisoo is getting beaten up in the boxing ring for Mingshi. Jungmen and Shiao are also dancing, and when they leave, a lackey of Shiao pushes Mingshi back onto the stage. At this, Mingshi gathers courage and starts dancing again, and all the other friends join her. After returning home, she thanks him for performing with her. He then starts coming toward her. Just then, Jisoo suddenly arrives and stops them. So she asks him about the shoes, and he says, "How can I afford such expensive shoes?" Bohan also realizes he was lying. As soon as Mingshi leaves, he asks him the truth, but he doesn't tell him. The next day, creditors break into Mingshi's house and demand her money. They take her shoes and demand she return them in 3 days. When she runs after them, she injures herself. Then Jisoo comes and takes her back and cleans her feet. They even playfully splash water on each other. Later, Bohan follows him and discovers that Jisoo was earning money by taking blows in boxing. When he stops him, Jisoo tells him to stay out of the situation, but he ends up getting beaten instead. Then, sitting together, he tells Bohan that his father made some money through a scheme. Mingshi's father also invested everything he had in it at his behest. My dad absconded after the scam, and Mingshi's family was deeply in debt after her father's death. That's why I want to help Mingshi pay off her debt for that. Bohan tells him to stop getting beaten from now on. He'll take care of the money issue. When they return home, Mingshi, seeing both of them injured, assumes they must have fought. So she scolds Bohan for the fight and then goes inside to ask Jisoo to wash her shirt. Bohan is getting jealous when he sees Mingshi applying medicine on Jisoo's injury. In the next scene, when Bohan comes back home, he meets his senior, Song Yao, who came from abroad at his mother's request. She persuades him to go abroad to study, but he asks for time to think. At school, senior Song Yao explains the procedure for students to go abroad. Xiao sees Mingshi arriving, who was holding something in her hands and watching Bohan and Nian. She angrily sits next to Bohan. She even invites Bohan to dinner, but he refuses. In a fit of rage, she approaches Mingshi and drops her cake. She says, "How can Bohan be impressed by you like this? It won't happen." Then she rudely tries to leave, but Mingshi throws a cake at her. Then the fight escalates into a physical altercation. Then everyone else comes over. Bohan pulls Mingshi aside. Then Nian tells Xiao that Mingshi made the cake for her. If you try to push them away like this, they'll only get closer. Then Xiao insults her too, so Chen tells her to leave. Here, Bohan also asks Mingshi to clarify her relationship with Jisoo because he was jealous of him. As he's about to leave, she tells him, "I like you." Hearing this, he smiles and his anger subsides. After that, when they return home, Mingshi finds their belongings scattered. But instead of telling him about the creditors, Mingshi simply says Jisoo must have scattered them. Then they place a cake and make a wish. Then Bohan kisses her, saying that he was his wish. Then she blushes and they start having fun together. Meanwhile, Nian, saddened by Xiao's words, asks Chen if he also believes that she's just a girl who chases after everyone and has no self-worth. He tells her that ever since she started supporting him and going to the hospital with him, he's started liking her. He doesn't agree with Xiao. Here he also confesses to her, and Nian is overjoyed, and they hold each other's hands. The next day, when Mingshi returns home, the creditors have come to demand the money. But before they can reach her, she gets into a car parked nearby. The car belonged to Song Yao, who picks her up. In the next scene, they are sitting in a cafe, where Song Yao explains that she came to persuade Bohan to go abroad. She also offers to send Mingshi with Bohan, on which Mingshi tells her that she will try to persuade Bohan. Then Song Yao meets the principal and tells her that Mingshi can't go abroad with Bohan because she has to stay here and pay off her debts. Now she had lied to Mingshi to convince Bohan. Now, while sitting on a swing with Bohan, she talks about going abroad with him and shakes his hand and takes promises. The next day, at practice, Bohan notices and asks Chen what's wrong with his leg, but he brushes it off as a minor quirk. But after practice, Bohan asks him to tell him the truth. Then he reveals that it's a serious injury. But he can't give up these matches because he has to prove to his parents that he will become an athlete, not a lawyer, as per their wishes. So Bohan urges him to get treatment because playing like this is dangerous, but he is adamant. Meanwhile, the creditors break into Mingshi's house and install cameras in the bathroom. In the evening, Jungmen passes by and sees these creditors watching a video of Mingshi changing clothes and preparing to blackmail her. He pays them and buys the video. When they try to leave after handing over the mobile phone, he beats them and injures them because he was angry at them for such a despicable act. After that, Jungmen returns home and tells Shiao that Mingshi's creditors made a video to blackmail her, and he took it from them. When Shiao gets the chance, she uses the video to blackmail Mingshi, demanding that she stay away from Bohan, or else she will leak it. To this, Mingshi says, "I have already made preparations to deceive him and send him abroad, so let your wish be fulfilled." Now Shiao realizes this and formats the phone and burns it. When Mingshi returns home, she finds shoes lying outside, which she takes inside. She then goes inside to take the camera out of the bathroom and breaks it. Just then, Jisoo arrives, and she hides the camera. Seeing the broken shoes, he says, "There's a 30-day warranty, so I'll get them repaired." Hearing this, Mingshi understands everything and gets angry at him for lying about not bringing the shoes. Seeing his injuries, she realizes that he's earning money by getting beaten up. Then she cries and locks herself in her room. He apologizes and says something funny, hearing which she laughs and comes out and hugs him. Later, during the basketball team's match, Jisoo is pushed and falls, causing him considerable pain. He is unable to play any further, and his team forces him to sit on the sidelines. He still wanted to play, but he couldn't get up. He started crying, so Bohan consoled him and told him to just rest and leave the rest of the match to his team. He sat down, and the rest of the team began playing. Then Nian showed him an incoming call from his father, but he didn't pick up the phone, and he remembered that if he couldn't play, it would be against his father's will. So, he enthusiastically decided to play again. Nian also supported him. Meanwhile, Mingshi, who was running in her marathon, also fell and remembered her deceased father, who used to teach her how to run as a child. Remembering him, she gathered courage and got up to run again. On the other side, Chen also rejoined the team and scored the final goal, leading to their team's victory. Everyone rejoiced that their hard work had paid off. Then everyone arrived at Mingshi's marathon, where she also came in first place. They all celebrate her victory with great joy. They all gather together for a celebratory party and take photos. Later, Bohan signs the agreement his mother gave him to go abroad. A little while later, after talking to his senior on the phone, he learns that Mingshi didn't go for the interview at all. He is also angry at his mother for betraying him. Then Bohan runs to Mingshi, but she boards a train with Jisoo, hoping to meet him and not stay there. He is left behind while chasing the train, and she tells Jisoo that she won't see him again. After that, returning home and washing his face, Bohan is deeply saddened by the thought that Mingshi betrayed him and that he will have to leave. Later, he visits his brother's grave and remembers him. He remembers how he wanted to become a musician. Then Shiao sends him a video of her brother's performance, apologizing for the fact that he couldn't attend. Then he watches the video and becomes emotional and remembers how bad his brother must have felt when he didn't come. Then he cries and says, "You sang well. I saw your performance." After he leaves, Shiao also comes to talk to Bohan's brother. She tells him that she had a fight with Bohan. She also apologizes for the fact that she couldn't attend his performance. 2 years ago, Shiao was jealous of Bohan's brother and wanted Bohan to stay away from him and spend time with her. That's why she burns Bohan's brother's concert tickets so that Bohan wouldn't be able to attend. When Bohan came and saw it, he was furious, and from that day on, he angrily told Shiao to stay away. Now remembering all this, she feels a deep regret. On her way home, she was met by Jungmen and her mother, and Jungmen's dad arguing are heard. They were about to get married for business. So Shiao also comes there, and they both scold them. And after the fight, Jungmen takes her out. They sit together outside. Jungmen starts telling her that his mom left him a long time ago. Since then, he's been relying on his dad for support. She also tells him, "No one can leave you alone with me around. I'll never leave you." Jungmen is overjoyed by this and gives her a lit sparkler, which she also likes. Then they start walking around together. Shiao, who has also started to like him, is about to confess her feelings when Jungmen is hit by a car. They were the same creditors he had beaten up after taking Mingshi's video. They hit him and ran away. Shiao arrives and sees Jungmen, crying as she realizes he's taking his last breaths. Now, after Jungmen's death, everyone gathers around. Bohan also expresses his condolences to Shiao. Here, Xiao's mother tells her that Jungmen's mother died a long time ago, so she won't be able to come today. In grief, she picks up Jungmen's lollipop and remembers that he started eating it instead of quitting smoking. Later, she remembers the time she spent with him, regretting that he was the one who always supported her, and that true love was what it was. But she couldn't even tell him one last time that she had started to like him. On the other side, before leaving for abroad, Bo-han meets his mother and tells her to take care of herself. Mingshi was also following his car to meet him once, but by then, his car has driven off. She too begins to cry, having sent him so far away. Then they spent the next month apart. Mingshi kept missing him, and he also kept thinking about her too. After 4 years, Jisoo celebrates Mingshi's birthday with her. But after drinking, she becomes very angry, thinking about Bo-han, who hasn't even texted her in 4 years. So he puts her to sleep and calls Bo-han to come back and meet Mingshi. He tells him, "I probably won't be able to come back." Later, Shiao, who was abroad with Bo-han, convinces him to go and meet Mingshi and find his love. Over the next few days, Nian and Chen's wedding day comes, and all friends come together, filled with joy. Nian puts Mingshi into a dress. Just then, she sees Bo-han suddenly in front of her. He smiles and says hi to her, and she runs away. Then he follows her, stops her, and hugs her. Then a flashback is shown 4 years ago, when Jisoo found the same camera at Mingshi's house. So he checked the video and told Bo-han that someone had recorded Mingshi's video, which was being uploaded to a location. So he goes with him to the location, and they discover that it was Shiao. They question Shiao if she made the video. They ask her for her phone, but she tells them it was Mingshi's creditors who had confiscated it and that she had already burned it. But Jisoo insists on getting the phone, and in the process, Shiao falls down the stairs. After treatment at the hospital, the doctors tell her she won't be able to dance again. Her mother is furious. However, Shiao tells her that she accidentally fell, while Bo-han also takes it upon himself to save Jisoo. Mom then pays for Xiao's treatment as compensation, and she was given a condition for sending Bo-han away. He couldn't contact Mingshi or he would be sued. He told his mother that he would go abroad. His mother also told him to stop considering his brother's death in the accident his fault. Now, in the present, she tells Bo-han that after he left, she paid off her debts and everything in her life was fine. She apologizes for cheating on him. He says that then their accounts are settled. After this, they reminisce about past memories, and then he teases her and runs away, prompting her to chase after him. Finally, Mingshi imagines everyone in front of her. Jisoo tells her that he will always stand by her, no matter how far she goes. Nian and Chen also promise to support her. Shiao says that if they hadn't started, they might still be friends. Jungmen also promises to support her, and everyone else also makes her emotional with their kind words. She then shares a drink with everyone, thanks them, and holds Bo-han's hand. Mingshi then begins to say that her story has both good and bad memories, but she will always cherish them because they also contain beautiful moments that people didn't realize at the time were so precious. Recalling these memories, she resolves to achieve a bright future with Bo-han, and the drama ends with this scene.